Hello and welcome to CareerWise, the show with 30% more roughage to help you digest developments in the teaching profession. As you can see, we're devoid of guests on this week's show because we're out on the road on your behalf to examine an issue that's close to many teachers' hearts, career refreshment breaks. We visit a primary head teacher in Guildford who's keen for his staff to live life to the full.
Staff know that they can ask any question, and pretty much as we possibly can, the answer will be yes.
We catch up with an equestrian-minded teacher who went down under for the research trip of a lifetime.
Passionate people make passionate teachers.
And we learn about the Head Teachers into Industry scheme with one deputy head who's decided to get out of the classroom and into the frying pan with the School Food Trust.
I'm extremely interested in the well-being of the whole child, and food and nutrition and good nutrition is an integral part of the child's development.
Career refreshment breaks can take many forms, from voluntary community work to going to a place you've only ever dreamt of visiting. PE teacher Tony Boyle was allowed to go on an Atlantic sailing trip by his head teacher during term time.
It was quite amazing when you think about 350 boats on the start line, all vying for their sort of positions, and off we would sort of go. And within 2, maybe 3 days, that was it. We didn't spot another boat for, maybe a week and a half after that, which was quite amazing. All the boats went off on their different sort of courses. So we were all getting ready, and we're sort of, provisioning the boat, getting all the sort of necessary food on and fuel and all that sort of thing. We did a lot of fishing, actually, which was sort of great fun. So we caught some dorado, which is sort of fairly common Atlantic fish.
I was very positive and was always, was wanting to help him to make it work.
I remember actually going to him, and I had in the back of my mind a whole list of reasons why I ought to go, and a whole list of reasons of why I thought the sort of school would benefit.
For me and for the school, actually, I think it's been one of the things that's actually changed the school significantly.
So what we're going to do this morning is we're going to sort of reenact some of the Battle of Bosworth, okay, and see whether we can combine some of the work that we've been doing in the gym as well, which sounds like could be quite fun.
I know that because Tony's done that, he will actually come back a better teacher and a better person.
They don't get meaner than these four, let me tell you. Ready, army! And go! I didn't experience a sort of coming back down to reality, back to earth with a shock when I came back to, to this country and started school again. It was quite the opposite, because I was very excited about the whole experience, and there was a whole wave of excitement generated within the school. Come on, peer over that hedgerow. What can you see?
The truth of the matter is that I think we'll get, I'll get another 10 years out of him because he's done that.
He's funny and nice, and I enjoy jumping with him. He's really funny, and he's always nice to the group. I think Tony's really funny.
He doesn't feel that if he wants to really pursue that dream, he's got to leave school to do that. We want to fulfil people while they're working here. I think one of the big values of career breaks is that it does lead to a more fulfilled, happier members of staff, and that inevitably, and one of the rich parts of the whole experience is that then is transferred to the children. It also gives the children the opportunity to see how exciting life can be.
Wow, it's all about friendship, isn't it? Come on, let's go and exercise. We love doing that.
Well, it certainly reinvigorated me, the whole experience, and you sort of look forward to challenges, because I think the key is that when you've done something like that, you do believe that you can overcome whatever obstacles are put in front of you.
I would strongly encourage other head teachers to give their staff the opportunity to take career breaks. Staff know that they can ask any question, and pretty much as we possibly can, the answer will be yes. And I think that does lead to a confident, happy staff.
envy your life in the wave, Tony, ye scurvy dog. But now it's time to gallop on with another bold teacher who applied for a Goldsmiths Mid Career Refreshment grant and got it. Jos Colvin couldn't wait to start her research trip down under.
Okay, this is the map of the country I visited, Australia, and you can see the whole of the country in that map.
The Goldsmiths Company awarded a grant to Jocelyn so that she could complete a lifetime's dream of researching riding for the disabled.
When I first went, I thought, I'm going to go all over Australia and find out about RDA, and realised how big Australia was, what a vast country and how diverse it was. Climbing to the top of that huge bridge.
Passionate people make passionate teachers.
They gave me this certificate to show that I'd done it.
So I've always been very keen for one of my members of staff to take part in the Goldsmiths grant, but no one's ever been daring enough to give it a go before.
So I decided to do a project on riding for the disabled in Australia, and I'd heard that they bred special horses called Norwegian field horses, which are quite stocky, small. So I thought, right, well, I'll go and investigate. Everybody was very welcoming, and it made me more confident because I find it difficult sometimes to talk to people that I don't know at all.
Jocelyn has always been a huge fan of horse riding and loves to visit her local stables, the New Tunnel Hill Farm.
Yes, I've always been interested in horses, and what made me interested in the riding for the disabled was the therapeutic effect that horses seem to have on people. People who are disabled in some way get the contact with the horse, to be able to stroke the horse and get to know a horse, and in that way it does seem to have a very beneficial effect on them. It's my head really who suggested the career break to me. Did you? It's a refreshment break, but I certainly thought it was a really good idea. These pots, I've actually put a little bit of that special sugar we were looking at yesterday. What did you remember?
Teaching with reception children, you can never afford to have your finger off the pulse, or you always have to be 100% in a reception classroom. It is a very demanding job, and you do need to have the opportunity to recharge your batteries. And I think that's true of all teachers, because you are giving of yourself all the time.
The children did benefit. They seemed very excited when I came back, and they couldn't wait to hear what I'd been doing. Can you remember what it was called? Australia. And while I was in Australia, as well as doing the project, I was going around buying koala bears and puppets and artefacts from Australia so that I could bring them back and show the children. What is it? Do you know what it's called? I was sure you would like to see that. And what else have I got? Does anybody know what this is?
You throw it and it comes back.
So there's those kind of physical things that she's brought back, but as a person she has come back enriched, and it has added to the things that she brings as a person to our school.
When I came back, I certainly felt very refreshed, which is what it was called, a refreshment grant. It was just really nice to have the opportunity to have that break and learn a lot of different things outside the classroom.
I love horses too, but I couldn't eat a whole one. Which brings us to the subject of school food, once the home of grey meat and unrecognisable puddings. Deputy Head Anita Maguire went to learn some unexpected lessons at the School Food Trust in London.
I'm doing what used to be called a secondment and is now called a stretch assignment, which means that for 6 months I am working at the School Food Trust. The secondment was set up by an organisation called HTI.
Anita is taking a break from a specialist business and enterprise school. Her head teacher, Luke Burton, knows the benefits of the Heads, Teachers and Industry scheme.
HTI stands for Heads, Teachers into Industry, and it's very much regarded as an organisation which is at the interface of education and business. and industry. So it's ideally placed for teachers to get experience of how industry works, develop business and enterprise skills, and also for business and enterprise, for industry, to gain some of the skills that teachers have to offer.
I'm extremely interested in the well-being of the whole child, and food and nutrition and good nutrition is an integral part of the child's development. So that fitted in quite nicely into my career choices.
We were set up by the government to basically make sure that the food in schools is of a decent quality, that it's tasty, but also that it's nutritious.
The whole idea of a stretch assignment or a secondment in some respects has given me an opportunity to test my skills and to redevelop my confidence.
So if you eat a healthy, nutritious, balanced diet, it follows that you will do better in school.
At Anita's school in Leytonstone, it's Red Nose Day, and it's lunchtime.
I'm working with a research associate to look at behaviours at lunchtime. And how a change in nutrition can benefit and can radically affect positively school students' behaviour in the afternoon.
People like Anita give us that insider knowledge. They understand what makes head teachers tick. They also understand what's going to make children interested in good food. So just by having her there as a touchstone, I think it helps shape our campaigns and it helps make us a more effective organisation.
Anita's popped back for school lunch to catch up with head teacher Luke in his Red Nose Day fancy dress.
I think Anita will bring back her experience of breaking into and working with a different team, working in a different business culture.
I am hoping that some of the insights that I've gained will be put to good use when we come to look at how we redevelop our canteen and have a positive meal experience for our students.
She'll have a renewed commitment and enthusiasm to her role within school, and that enthusiasm will be shared with staff. I'm looking forward to her coming back and having a major impact on how we do things here.
I'm going to take back to the classroom the enthusiasm that I feel from the School Food Trust, which is very much a can-do mentality, because I think that's inspiring.
Well, that's it for this week's CareerWise, but remember, a little knowledge is a dangerous thing, so do find out more by visiting our website. The address is www.teachers.tv. Thanks indeed to all the guests who appeared on this week's show. Thanks to you for watching. We'll see you next time.